So it's time to take a look at the best $1,000 pre-built gaming PC for 2022. Mainly now that GPU prices have come down, prices on pre-builts have come down, and there's some really good deals out there. So there's a few competitors that are in line to take a hold of the throne of the best $1,000 gaming pre-built. And we have the NZXT Starter PC at $999, the CyberPowerPC Gamer Xtreme at $1,003. We have the SkyTech Blaze 3.0 at $984. And we have the HP Victus at $999. So which one will come out on top? Let's jump into the details of these PCs and see which one takes a hold of the crown. So let's start things off with the NZXT Starter PC. It's a $999 build from NZXT. So overall, I mean, this thing looks amazing. It's been a staple of the $1,000 gaming PCs for forever now. And these things look great and they perform great. Of course, there's other versions, the Plus and the Pro, that will increase performance, but will also increase the price. So the base starter PC comes with an i5 10400F, a 6-core, 12-thread CPU, and we also get the RTX 3050. So although it's the lowest performing RTX 3000 series card, it's still going to perform really good at 1080p, but it will be limited at 1440p. So if you're planning on going up to 1440p, you may want to increase your budget for this PC. But overall, I mean, you're getting an i5 10400F, a really good CPU, even though it is a couple generations old now. The RTX 3050, 16 gigs of RAM, which is crucial, and they're 2x8 gigabyte sticks, so you're running in dual channel. You're also getting a 500 gig NVMe, a 650 watt 80 plus gold power supply, a CPU air cooler, and then you're also getting the NZXT H510 Flow, which is a really nice case, as you can see. So the aesthetic of this thing, super nice. Maybe not the best performing specs, but overall, I mean, you're not gonna beat the look of the NZXT Starter PC. So let's switch over to something with a little bit more horsepower, and that comes in the form of the CyberPowerPC Gamer Xtreme on Amazon. So although this thing is $3 over our $1,000 price point, it's still a really good option, so I didn't want to leave it out, and I've done plenty of coverage on this thing. I bought one, I gave one away. These things are awesome. So it comes with an i5 11400F, so one generation newer than the starter PC. It does, however, only come with 8 gigabytes of DDR4 in single channel. We're also getting an RTX 2060, 500 gig NVMe, and Wi-Fi ready in Windows 11 Home. So, I mean, overall, it's still a really good PC. And the RTX 2060 is definitely going to outperform that RTX 3050, even though it is one generation older in the majority of titles. But overall, the CyberPowerPC has pretty good build quality, really good airflow with the case that they've chosen for this Gamer Xtreme Edition. So I mean, overall, this is a really good build, and the reviews definitely tell the story when it comes to that. Pretty much a 4.5 star on a bunch of reviews, almost 2,000 reviews. It's a little concerning when you do see those 1-star reviews out on Amazon for this PC, and there are quite a few of them. But overall, I mean, the majority of buyers of this PC are having a really good experience. So overall, it's not too risky of a purchase. I believe it only comes with a 1-year warranty, whereas NZXT's did come with a 2-year parts and labor warranty. So you are limited when it comes to the warranty on the PC. But let's switch over to something even more intriguing, which is the SkyTech Blaze 3.0, also on Amazon. This thing comes in at $984 right now, so it is on sale from $1,200 to $984. But I feel like the price point might stay that for quite a bit of time due to the price drops on all of the graphics cards that we're seeing lately. This thing comes with a Ryzen 5 3600, so although it is one generation old, it's still a really good CPU at 6 cores and 12 threads, matching the 10400 and the 11400 in the last two PCs. The big piece is that it comes with an RTX 3060 for less than $1,000, which is awesome. We also get 16 gigs of DDR4 running at 3200 megahertz, a 1 terabyte SSD, so we're stepping up from 500 on the last two PCs, and a 600 watt gold power supply. So overall, I mean, the specs on this thing are really, really killer. And you're also getting a really nice case and pretty good just aesthetics when it comes to this PC. Should be plenty of airflow. You're getting a little bit of RGB in there, 2 front case fans, 1 rear exhaust. Overall, the reviews on this thing, although they are limited, do show that it's a 5-star worthy PC for the most part. So I mean, this thing is really, really hard to beat, coming with an RTX 3060 and that 6-core 12-thread 3600 at $984. But we'll see how long the sale on this thing lasts, or if it's maybe a little bit shorter term, based on just the fact that you're getting such better performance at the same price as the majority of other PCs. Now, one thing the last 3 PCs all had in common is the fact that they all are upgradable. From the NZXT to the SkyTech Blaze, you can always upgrade them down the line. But this HP Victus doesn't have that same upgradability factor, but it does have pure performance specs that are super, super hard to beat. This thing comes with an i7-12700, an RTX 3060 yet again, 12 gigs of RAM at 3200 megahertz, a 1 terabyte HDD, and a 500 gig SSD. Overall, I mean, the specs on this thing are really competitive and super hard to beat at the price point. And it comes in at right under $1,000, but it's typically selling for right around $1,400. So I don't know how long this deal will last, but I again feel like we will probably see this deal for quite a bit more time. And the performance of this thing is again hard to beat. So you're getting 14 cores and 20 threads on the CPU, doubling any CPU in the last 3 PCs we just saw. The RTX 3060, which might be a little limited compared to the SkyTech, 1, due to cooling performance in this case, and number 2, just due to the fact that HP will sometimes limit the BIOS in order to, again, keep those temperatures in line. But we're getting, again, 16 gigs of RAM, a 1 terabyte HDD, 500 gig SSD. We're limited in the power supply, 500 watt, 80 plus bronze, so not the best power supply. You're not going to be able to upgrade these components as easily as you could in the other PCs. But that is one factor you just have to take into account when buying this PC. You also get some nice creature comforts like Wi-Fi 6. So overall, I mean, this thing is super hard to beat when it comes to the pure performance of it. But is the lack of upgradability and the fact that this may be a limited time deal going to knock it off the podium for the best pre-built gaming PC under $1,000 in 2022?
So after going through those 4 PCs, I think it comes down to the SkyTech Blaze 3.0 and the HP Victus. Now, although both of those PCs are on sale right now, I think those prices should hold out. So $983 for the SkyTech and $999 for the HP are 2 price points that are incredibly hard to beat for an RTX 3060. Now, the HP is amazing when it comes to pure specs. That i7-12700 and the RTX 3060 with 16 gigs of RAM and everything else are incredible, but is it enough to hold out when it comes to the lack of upgradability down the line? I mean, I think if this is something that you plan on buying and using and not upgrading, the HP is the way to go. I mean, you really shouldn't need to upgrade this thing for at least a few years with that hardware. But if you do want to upgrade it down the line, then I would definitely go with the SkyTech Blaze 3.0. Again, even at $1,200, its original price, I would still buy that PC. But the NZXT and the CyberPower are also really good PCs if you don't really mind sacrificing a little bit of performance for either aesthetic or just overall package that you get from NZXT or CyberPower. So again, HP if you don't plan on upgrading, SkyTech Blaze if you do, but leave down in the comments below which one you would go with, and also leave down in the comments which one we should maybe buy for a giveaway. So definitely do that. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, get subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.